My first memory of my fiance going to church in the Bay Salt Ward and seeing her with a bun in the hair. Not looking very happy.
What a fond memory. My first memory of AJ was at Mutual. We kind of teased her in Young Women's because he was kind of silly, but one funny thing that happened was my brother was on his mission and AJ came up to me and he was like, "Michaela, what if when Daniel came back from your mission, you were pregnant?" And I was like, "What?" At this time I was like 14 or something like that. And he was like, "Yeah, wouldn't that be so funny?" He's like, "And what if the baby was like mine?" And I was like, Yeah, it was a joke. It's funny.
And I knew you needed somebody to be the punchline for it.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I could do it, yeah.
The best that money can buy. Monterey, California.
We're gonna do a road trip for our
Road trip.
honeymoon,
On the way to Monterey.
where we're gonna live.
For me, it wasn't until her older brother Daniel told me to ask her out.
Is when you saw me as a
This is when I started to
Possibility.
begin. This is when I started to begin to see her as a possibility.
planted the seed. The first time I really thought of him as a possibility was like, we were in the same singles branch, right? So he was at an activity and he was talking in front of everybody, like giving some lesson or something, and he I don't even remember what he was saying, but I just remember watching him and thinking, wow, when did AJ get so cute? By that time, I think you'd already told me you liked me,
We have goals to make goals.
but
That's a true one.
we love goals, and I love lists. I love making lists, and so he loves making lists now. We want to be happy.
And then you can go off from there.
Yeah, it's like that sums up everything.
That's
We
the
want to
vision.
be
That's
happy.
the vision. We want to be happy. So our goals are based off.
Our favorite thing to do together, and it can't be kissing. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. Eating? No, I'm just kidding.
We love to eat. We love food. I like to go on walks with him. That's fun.
My favorite thing to do with Michaela is play video games.
Mario Kart.
She beats me
Even
every
though I
time.
beat him. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the reason why I think we would have a successful marriage is because we really want each other to be happy. And so we're willing to, make whatever sacrifices or do whatever it takes. It's really important.
I concur.
You concur.
The first time I told Michaela that I loved her was March 15th. And we were just friends at the time. I hadn't even started dating. So she acted pretty calm about it and kind of blew it off as I love you, as in like close friends or family. And then I used like, and then she's like, "Oh, I like you too. We should start dating." She blew it off, even though she kind of knew. I feel
I
like she
didn't blow it off. I was freaking out on the inside. I said I love you to AJ like a month later, after he told me, actually, because I wanted to mean it when I said it. So he would tell me, "Michaela, I love you," all the time.
When I said it, I meant it.
When he said it, he meant it. He did. But like I guess I just loved him later. Which isn't bad. I got there. And I told you I would. I just needed time, and he was good to give that to me. But
I was making out with Michaela once, and I farted. It was the very first. It was like really loud though. It was like a blast, and it was like the first time it's ever happened. And we've been dating for over 2 months at that point, and it was like the first like slip out of any like bodily function at that
No
point between each other.
No.
And it was off with a bang. It was
That's my funniest memory too. I can't top that. That was so funny.
my funniest memory I have of Michaela is really just in general. So whenever she thinks she says something funny, she laughs and she says, "Why am I so funny?"
Why am I so funny?
The funniest thing that Michaela does, I think, is that when she laughs, she lets out this cute little snort. And it makes me laugh hard.
Yeah.
She does it not in like a make fun of kind of way, but more like, oh my gosh, it's hilarious. So maybe it isn't make fun of. I'm sorry. In 10 years, I see each other having a very happy life. We have children.
It's kind of hard to know with the military what exactly will be in 10 years. I think we'll have kids. I think we'll be happy.
I'll probably be out of the military or but maybe out. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not particular to which side of the bed, as long as like not like a fan in my face and drying out my throat.
My rule is I want to be on the side furthest from the door, so that intruders get to him first before me.
I think that the toilet paper roll should always go over.
No. It should go under, because then you have more control and you can rip it off using the roll. If it's over, it's like flying.
You'll know who replaces the toilet paper roll.
Yeah.
My favorite food to eat is seafood, particularly like crab or like expensive taste. Sorry. Oh, steak and shrimp with mashed potatoes and gravy.
He says he has expensive taste.
Broccoli.
But really, we eat at Wendy's.
Whoa. My favorite fast food.
He loves Wendy's. We'll eat junior bacon cheeseburgers all the time. I'm more of like, I like people to be happy, and so sometimes the truth has to be tweaked a tiny bit just to like, sugarcoat or whatever to make people happy.
I prefer to be truthful because if you tell the truth, obviously you feel better about yourself, but also you're letting that person live in reality. In 20 years, if Michaela asked me if her pants make her look fat, I would say yes, and I like it that way. The amount of hours I need to sleep in order to function on a weekday is probably 6 to 8.
I need a lot of sleep. I love sleep. If it's not at night, I love naps. So
I hate naps.
he hates naps.
They make me feel gross.
I made him promise that he'd take one nap with me after we're married.
The type of pets that we're gonna have in our pets are the type of pets that don't make messes and don't shed everywhere and are non-existent. How I proposed to Michaela was we were going in from Rexburg to Idaho Falls. It's June, so it was more on the warm side of the year, and we were both
Super hungry.
Yeah, so we were dying of hunger.
We were starving.
We were both famished and had headaches because of the lack of food.
So he was driving, and we were like about to turn to go to a place to eat, and he's like, actually, I'm gonna go somewhere else. And I knew like immediately what he was gonna do because we chose a ring together, right? And I knew he picked it up the day before, and so I was like, oh, he's gonna propose. And I was like excited, and I'm like, can't we eat first? But it's okay. And so we went to our spot, which is by the river in Idaho Falls. It was beautiful. Like he had a blanket all set up, and we just sat there watching the river, and he told me some really sweet things.
The sun is golden.
The sun was golden.
This is the best time of the day.
Yeah.
It was like the sun was setting, kind of transition period.
And so we're like setting the scene. We're like filming. So we sat down on this blanket and we were talking, and he reaches over and he kisses, because we're kind of like half sitting, half lying down, and he reaches over me and kisses me, and I can tell he's like reaching for something.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, what is he doing? Is he getting the ring? And he can't get it, and so he just keeps kissing me like he can't find it. And so he eventually gets it, and he pulls the ring out, and he kind of kneels over me, and he says, my name is Michaela Mary Withers, right? And he was going to say, Michaela Mary Withers, will you marry me? But instead he got my name wrong. And he said, Michaela Mary Withers, will you marry me? And I said yes, and we were both really happy.
I'm most excited to marry Michaela because finally gets to live with the love of my life, and she gets to support me personally. Probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done so far, which is learning Korean for the military.
I'm really happy because he left for the military in July. It was like one of the hardest things that I've ever done is him leaving, because like this is the first time I've had him back here since July, so it's been 6 months, which is really hard being apart. It's like a dream come true. Like even the mundane things like seem just like the best thing ever.
Michaela is actually maybe a better driver if she just has confidence. But I'm overall pretty good.
I'm a terrible driver. I don't like driving. I like him to drive.
I have a better sense of direction.
I get lost everywhere. My first date with AJ it started with good intentions. We were gonna deliver a goodie plate to a lady in the ward, and so we drove. Actually, we were super hungry, so we stopped at Wendy's first.
We got together and I drove her to Blackfoot. I got a burrito. She didn't want to eat anything, so I just kind of ate this breakfast burrito.
And we drove to Walmart, and we were like, okay, we'll go in the store and we'll buy all the stuff we need. And then we just sat down like in the car, and we just stayed there and talked for hours, and
sitting in a parking lot at night, and we just talked. Just about life for the most part. Seeing how she was doing. And
AJ told me like all this kind of scary stuff about it was scary to me at the time, really. He's just telling me how he felt, but he told me like that he wanted to marry me, and he saw like plans for us in the future, and I was like, this is our first date.
nothing really important and special other than it was just a good time, and I got to know her more. I liked it.
Like I was freaking out, so I just remember coming back from it like feeling really scared, and then like thinking about it, praying about it, and then I just felt like the big calmest feeling of peace just come over me. Like, Michaela, you don't need to worry, everything will be okay. Like, don't worry about the things he says, because you don't have to worry. So that was my memory of the first date.
That was most of the first date. Drove back home, got pulled over by a cop. One of my headlights went out.
We want to have as many kids as I can handle, but I don't know how many that'll be. Maybe 4.
3, 4, I don't know. Whatever she wants. It's not me that's having to carry a child. My favorite qualities about Michaela are that my number one is that she's helpful. I don't know why, but she's a very helpful person. She's willing to help in any time, any place, and it stems from her charity or her compassion that she has, which is very important to have in a spouse or a partner. I felt like for what I wanted in one. So that's my number one most important quality that she has.
I think AJ likes that I'm uplifting. He's told me that before, that I bring a positive energy and I can help him feel better really easily when he's down.
Another quality that Michaela has that I really enjoy is that obviously she's really beautiful and pretty, but that aside,
I think, probably shouldn't say this, but AJ's told me like, we were having a conversation about it once, even before we were dating, about like our good physical features, and he's like, you just have really good hips. Like you have it. I can't even say that. We gotta choose another one. AJ likes my eyes.
My favorite physical trait about Michaela is her height. It's like the perfect height. We're much the perfect height for each other. I don't have to like awkwardly bend over if I want to kiss her.
My favorite physical feature? I love that he's tall, and I think he has gorgeous eyes.
What I think Michaela said her favorite physical trait about me are my eyes, because she always says that I have pretty eyes.
I love a lot of things about AJ. He's actually I think he's like the best person I know. But I really love how humble he is. He's never one of those people that you like criticize and he'll like take it personally or he'll get defensive. And he'll just be like, oh, I'm sorry, like how can I be better? He actually wants criticism, which is super rare. He's also very compassionate. He's very thoughtful. He's always thinking about other people and what their needs are. He's very patient. He's a lot more patient than I am. Super patient. I've never seen him angry before. Never, ever. The worst I've seen is like mild frustration. So that's really cool.
I think she said that her favorite qualities about me are that maybe it's that I'm patient. I think she said that I'm patient. She really enjoys that. She might feel like she needs that as well.
I want to get married in the temple because for me, like nothing short of forever with AJ is good enough. Does that make any sense? Like I don't want anything less than that. I won't ever be separated from him. And I want all of the promises and the blessings and everything that comes with that.
Besides being really beautiful, once again, those are just side pluses, right? It's really about the foundation.